Hello, how's it going in my humble uptown studio apartment? And I'm getting there cleaning it up. And you can tell looking at it's rather small. And it's so silly is the fact that it's so small I don't get cleaned up. But I have ADHD, which works great in sales and marketing. That's another topic I'm going to talk to today with you. I have some others that maybe you've seen. My positive mental attitude one. Also, I did one on basics, sales, and marketing. Now, let me tell you a little bit about volume sales, trade shows, um, in store, where else? Festivals, fairs, live events such as basketball games, football games, where you're up there talking to a lot of people. The idea there is that the only thing you can do is hit them, just like this. The more people you talk to, the more sales you'll make. That is a situation where you don't have time to spend too much on one person. I used to watch people at Costco constantly. I want to go over there and just grab them and shake them. There would be probably, I want to say, I'm not going to even guess, probably several hundred people at a time walking by you. And I mean, you can market your product, but if you case in point, okay, there's a lady that sells Cunol drink, supposedly to help with your blood pressure and organs and cholesterol and all this stuff. Okay. I watch her when she starts talking to someone. She continues to talk. I'm like going, shut up and sell your product. You know, you can talk someone to death, hope they're going to buy it, while you have 1,000 people walk by you that probably could have bought the product. You don't have enough time. You know, what aggravated me at some companies I worked for when it came to volume sales, I was sitting there and they'd give us this long presentation. And I remember I was sitting there looking, and he said, Bob, we want you to look at it and tell us a little bit about it. I talked about maybe a minute and a half and already had them sold. And I remember the trainer was looking at me and going, and I told him, I said, you can't waste a lot of time with one person if you're doing volume sales. If they're not going to buy it, let them go and go to the next person. That's how I get my sales. When it's slow, like on a Monday or a Tuesday in a store, then you might want to talk a little bit longer, draw them in. And this is where I'm going to get today. I'm calling it getting in the head of your consumer. Okay? When I say getting into the head is where you're painting a picture and they can see themselves doing it, the likelihood is they're going to buy the product. It works every time. Every single time. I do it at Costco constantly and love it. I'll have my cart set up. People will come up to me and I'll smile and I'll tell them the benefit of the product. This is a great product for you to take home. It's healthy. You can eat it every day. You can do it in different dishes. Okay? Then the other thing I'm going to say is imagine that you have a meal you need to do immediately. And you're tired and you came home from work and your whole family's there. You've got to agree that this would be a great product for you to prepare. It's healthy and the whole family will love it. And I mean, usually, now I'm talking about women right now mainly, they're going to really go. And a lot of times when I'm in this type of sale, I don't do a hard close. You know, instead, I've done what I need to do. I shut up and watch the person. It amazes me. They're wanting me to give them an out to not buy the product. That's the trick I'm going to teach you today. Don't give them an out. An out is when you talk too much and then you're going to talk them out of buying it. So get to a point where you feel like they're wanting to buy it, shut up and just look at them. I tell you what, I'm going to say probably 90% of the time I do this to people, they'll buy the product. That's the truth. All you got to do is paint that picture. Imagine yourself. Or, man, today it's pouring down rain. Think about buying this cheese and going home with your favorite bottle of wine. Sit back and relax and enjoy the rainy day. hey, I mean, somebody told me that, I'd be thinking, hey, that sounds pretty good to me. Only buy the cheese and my bottle of wine. I'm going home and I'm going to have a great day. Another thing that I like to do is building up the price of the product. Now, at Costco, I can get away with this. Probably at Walmart, you could. If you're at Harris Teeter, you have to sell it a little bit differently. You know, one of your higher end type stores. Then it's more quality of what you're buying versus the cost of it. Now, at Costco, generally it's the cost. I'll always tell them, I challenge you to go anywhere in Charlotte and get any less than what you're getting at here at Costco. And then at that point, what I'll tell them too is, you know, this product is priced so low, it's just like Costco wants to give it to you for free. Now, that sounds cheesy, it sounds silly, but it's very effective. People are thinking, gosh, you know, he's right. This is so inexpensive. I mean, wow. Selling the cost and your product together builds those sales up higher. Um, a lot of times people will come up to me and I'll tell them about the product, like I was doing blue cheese, American blue cheese, Kirkland product, and demonstrating the product on crackers. And they'd be eating it, and I would say, taste the creaminess of that, the freshness of it. That's from Wisconsin. That's a Wisconsin cow, known for their cheeses. Okay? You can always trust Kirkland. They have the very best products for their members. The other thing I would say is look at the price. It is so low. Imagine you're at, okay, Harris Teeter, a high-end place, and you're looking at this wanting to buy it, and you're going to pay 3 times more for it than what you can get right here at Costco. So if you like it, it's right here in the cabinet for you. And a lot of times I would just simply go, because it was by the pound, $4.79 a pound. I would reach up there in the case, and I would say, now we have it for $5.50 up to $6.50. Which one would you like? And a lot of times they go, well, around the 550 range would be good for me. Okay, well, hang on. I'd get up there and I'd look and I would say, what about 535? Oh, that's great. And I'd hand it to them. And, you know, it was amazing. I'll watch some of the other demonstrators watching me do that with their mouths wide open. They're like, but it's effective. It works hard. Works really well. Now, I talk mainly about volume sales because I love it. The more people, the better. I've done one-on-one sales and it bores me. I sit there and kind of yawn because you got to sit there for 4 or 5 hours banging the person over the head until they finally sign the contract. Some people have that patience. I don't. I mean, I like to boom, 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 bouncing off of people. I love getting into a consumer's head, painting that picture. You know, think about what you could do with it at home. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is women, mothers, and their children. I love this at Costco. It's very effective. A mother will come by with her kids in a cart, and I'll usually look at the boy, and I'll say, "What sport do you play?" Now, let's check this out for a second. I did this with one boy, and he said, "I don't play sports." And I looked at him. I said, "But I bet you're a straight A student in school." And the mother was like, "Yeah, he is." There you go. You found a compliment, and then you found the mother. There's nothing more than a mother likes for you to compliment their children. That's their pride and joy. That's what they love. So our little girl, I'll simply go, "Oh, I love your hair today. It looks very cute." Or, "I love the bow in your hair." Well, guess what? The mom put the bow in the hair for a reason, so the daughter will look cute. So I build the children up, builds the woman up to a positive feeling of buying the product. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is marketing over sales. Marketing a product one-on-one with people is simply building up the value of the product, the benefits of the product, and what the product can do for them. I was doing Pet Fresh dog food at Costco. I thought, wow, this is going to be a challenge selling this because most people already are comfortable with what they feed their dogs. So I had to kind of think of all these in ways. And one of them was people come by and I'd tell them, I'd say, "Have you ever heard of a dog food that's been refrigerated?" And they go, "No, it doesn't get any fresh than this." A lady from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, began to cook for her own dog. Found this was a benefit of the freshness for other pets. That's why how the company got started. Now, so you have to admit, for us to have a better diet, we need to eat fresh food versus processed food with GMOs, which this is free of. Okay, so what I was doing was building up the value of what it can do for their pet. A lot of them would say, do you have a sample? Well, guess what? Um, Fresh Pet did give us samples to give out. If you're in a situation where they're wanting you to give out samples, it will hurt your sales. At that point, you're not there to sell, you're there only to promote the product. Okay? Now, why? You may think of yourself as a failure, going, wow, I only sold 2 that day. But wait till the next Saturday, and the people coming in look at your product and see how much of it was sold. That's what you're doing for that company is marketing it so they will buy it later. And it's very effective. I see it at Costco all the time. Now this pretty much concludes this. I will say, and I've said this before, the only person that gets in the way of your sales is yourself. I'll always say that. One of the things I used to love, and I'll talk about Costco for a minute with the demonstrators out there, sales associate demonstrators. A lot of times, if they're cooking pizza and they're cutting it up, putting it out, hey, I'll tell you what, I go to Costco, man, I'm going to eat off the carts. That's a great meal. Now, believe me, I've had quite a few meals. I think that's why I've also put on about 20 pounds. Um, but when they're cooking, a lot of times I'll come by and I'll say, how's your product doing? They go, they're just eating today. They're just eating today. They're just eating. They're not buying my product. Well, I mean, I want to sit there and go, now wait a second. Isn't the idea is that they are to eat the product, and if they like it, buy it, right? That's why we're here, and that's what we're doing. So, I mean, I sort of, when I walk by, I try to pump them up. Give them that little spark, you know? And I've had quite a few of them tell my supervisor that, Bob comes by and gives us these little positive sparks, make me sell better. I've even had the supervisor come up to me and said, can you do more of this? And I do. I try to build the people up. Let them know it's okay if you're not selling. The day isn't over yet. That kind of stuff. Maintaining a positive outlook on what you're doing is what makes it a joy to do. If you hate what you're doing, then you better find out something else that you like. For me, sales and marketing is a ball. There's nothing I like any better than to be out there talking to people and trying to sell a particular product for a client. So this concludes this sales and marketing. Have a great day.